Namaste guys. I'm done collecting all my little bits and bobs for my little mini album, and here's what it looks like so far. And this is the dough that we made in my last tutorial, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue this down directly so I know where things are going to stand. So I'm using some black foam tape. I don't want any white bits showing. So this is very tacky. So finally I have all the backings off and I've layered it. And I'm going to simply eyeball where I want my dough. Try to get it as straight as I can. I'm just going to lay it flat down. And there you have it. The dough is all done. So moving on to the next step, I'll just show you all the things that I'm going to be using to embellish the covers. I'm going to be using some of these rose leaves. The big size, and then I've got a couple of those, and then I'm going to be using the rose petals, rose leaves, the smaller ones, and then I'm going to put them to the side here. And then I have some of these roses here. These are foam roses. I don't know who makes them, but what I've done with these is I've done something really fun. I've painted some of them like that to replicate the soldiers painting the white roses red. So I've done most of them, and I'll show you quickly how I did that. So I've got a couple of those. I've left two of them to show you. So I'm using drawing ink. It's called colored drawing ink, and these are really nice and very simple to use. They're completely very thin and liquidy. So just since they do a really rough job on these roses, they're not very careful, and it's very very dramatic. So I'm not going to be very neat with this. It just has to be clumsy. I can get away with it. So that's it. That easy. I'm just going to again do a little choppy brush strokes here and there, and that's it. So I'm going to put these two aside to dry, and I'll just show you the rest of the embellishments. So I'm going to use some metal flowers that I've spray painted gold. It's the same gold I use on the doorknob, and initially I said I'll be coloring these in, but then I sort of like the gold look bit in between, so I might just leave it like that. And I also spray painted this little key. And what else? I have a little some hat pins here that I made. I'm going to be using those as well. I have a little metal butterfly. I don't know if I'm going to be using that, but I just have it here with me because I'm just going to lay it all in front of you. I haven't really given it a thought. I just collected a lot of stuff that I wanted to put on the cover. And I think I'm missing something. Okay, yes. Let me just quickly grab it, my doilies. Okay, what I did was, these are just plain white doilies and I used the same ink in black to paint these. And these are going to be, this is going to be the base of my layout here. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to use two of these back to back so that they were a little sturdy. Let's see if that works out. Don't want the white bits showing through. Back to back won't work. I might have to just, I think I like that. But before that I might have to ink them again a little bit on the back. Just using a scratch piece of paper and some regular stationery office grade black ink pad. And just going over the edges quickly. Just going to be the edges showing, so I just want to just cover the edges. I inked up my doilies here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of my black tacky tape just a little bit to add some dimension to it, and I'm going to glue this down. Right over here, and then again I'm going to take a little piece, put it right at the center, line those up and glue it down. So this just adds a little bit of interest. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on and I'm going to layer the larger leaves first. So what I've done is I've just pulled apart their stems like that. Don't need, because those won't be showing, and I'm just going to roughly lay them down and see where I want them before I finally glue them down. So I'm going to have one here. I think I'm just going to quickly ink these leaves. A lot of stuff on my desk right now. It's just just roughly inking them, not too detailed, just to give them a little bit of dimension. And again, I'm just using my office supply bought black ink. It's good for adding all these distressings for my project. It's cheap as well. Okay, so I'm just going to first do the leaves so that I know how to go about with the rest of the elements. Want this one down here. And that one down there. Just going to press them down. So now I'm going to just grab my roses and see how I want them. Maybe I'll put them up in bunches of 3. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to just bunch them up in 3s and just bundle them up. And I'm probably going to just chop off the wire here. Just grab my little wire cutter. I don't want to add the extra amount of bulk these wires are going to be giving, so I'm just going to get rid of them. And I'm keeping the wires for the flowers because I want to be able to move them around a bit and shape them. So fell off, that's okay. I'm just going to add a ton of glue to the bottom and just hold it in place. Some more of the flowers. Like I said, I wanted to use these metal flowers as well to give a bit of interest. Just might. That would be my phone. Just give me a second. So I decided to stick a hat pin in there as well. So I think that adds a bit more dimension. And then I think I'm going to add this one here. Before I do that, whole bunch of glue. And use this to anchor these ones down. Just gonna grab some little leaves. And probably tuck some here.